Yeah. So we will see variables in the TypeScript.
Mm-hmm.
Variables and data types.
Okay.
So how do you define the variables? We will see. And what are the data types we have, that also we will see. Okay, so let me create new folder day 5, and here we can say app.ts, app01.ts, app01.ts,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
Now, how do you define variables in TypeScript? Const is one thing. Const is a one thing. You can use const. A is equals to 10. Let B is equals to 20. And where C is equals to 30. So you may see variables are defined in this way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But before moving ahead to this point, can you please tell me what do you mean by variables? How do you define
Yeah.
variables?
Variables are like we can say one location in the memory,
Okay.
and we named it with whatever name we defined for it, and it stores the value in that
Yeah.
particular
If you look
location.
at this, it clearly defines what do you mean by variable. What do you mean by variable?
Yeah,
What
and
do you
its
mean?
value is changing.
Yes. Now, when you talk about the variables, you can say in programming, here you can say in programming, variable is a symbolic name or identifier that represents a storage location or the memory location associated with the value or the information,
Right.
right? Variables are fundamental components in any programming language.
Mm-hmm.
Variables are fundamental components in any programming language and serve as a placeholder to store and manipulate the data
Mm-hmm.
during the execution of the program. During the execution of the program, these things are used
Yeah.
to store the value or use the value,
Mm-hmm.
right? So key aspects of the variable includes, here we can say, key aspects of the variable includes name of the variable, or we call it as identifier, value of the variable, a memory location, data type, scope, and what? The scope. Now, how do you use them? Declare and initialize them. This is how you will use it. Now, every variable, what do you mean by name or the identifier? Every variable has a name that differentiate that variable from other variables. Every variable has a name or the identifier that distinguishes it from the other variables. The name is used to refer the storage. The name is used to refer to the storage location where data is stored, which means that this A is a name of one location where this
Mm-hmm.
10 is stored,
Right.
right? Now there is something called as value. A variable holds a value. A variable holds a value which can be the various types of which can be of various types such as number, strings, boolean, object. So values can be of the different type. So the value can change during the execution of the program. This value can change during what? Execution of the program. Memory location. So whenever you declare the variable, variables are associated with specific memory locations in the computer's memory hierarchy, or the RAM, you can say. The value stored in the variable can be retrieved or modified by referencing that particular memory location. So in this case, if you want to change the value of b, you will say, you will assign some value to the b variable. So b represents one memory location, right? Data type. Variables have data type, which means that what type of the data can hold. Variables have data type that defines the type of data that can hold. The common types includes integer, floating points, integers, floating point numbers, strings, boolean, and more. Then one more aspect which is very important about the variable is scope. Can you tell me what do you mean by scope?
Yeah, means the access to those variables, like some may be private or public, or they may be used in particular function. So
Okay.
you can say means the access point to that particular variable.
Okay. See
The
now.
boundary line.
Correct. The scope of the variable defines where in the program it can be accessed.
Right.
The scope of the variable defines where in the program it can be accessed. Variables can have local scope or the global scope.
Global.
Variable can have, we are going to see this also. Variables can have a local scope or the global scope, that is entire into the program. Declaration and initialization. Variables must be declared first before you use them. Variables must be declared first. Just a minute. Variables must be declared before they are used. Declaration involves specifying the variable name, optionally its data type, and optionally its data type. This is specific to the TypeScript. The declaration involves specifying the variable's name and optionally its data type. Initialization involves assigning an initial value. Assigning what? Initial value. Now let's write some simple code snippet. So I can say like this: const a is equals to 10, b is of type number, and c is of type string, say abc. Correct? So this is how you will declare the variables. Any questions on this?
Size also matter in this.
Size as in? Yeah, we'll see that.
Size is also a key aspect.
Yeah, we'll see that. It's about the memory, right?
Okay.
It's about this. Now, What do you mean by data types? So variables we have seen h1. Here we can say data types. What do you mean by data types? So when you talk about the data type in programming, data types, what type of data they can hold? In very short, in programming, data types are the classifications that specify which type of value a variable can hold. They define nature of the data and operations can be performed on it. They define the nature of the data and the operation that can be performed on it. So different programming languages support different type of data types, right? Multiple programming languages
Yes.
support different type of data types, and they are essential for ensuring the proper memory allocation, data integrity, and the program execution. So here are some common data types we might need to worry about. A numeric types, strings, boolean, arrays, object, tuple, right? Enums, etc., etc. Now, numeric data types, they can be whole numbers or the numbers with the decimal points. They can be whole numbers. Numeric types means what? They can be either whole numbers
Yes.
or or numbers with the decimal points or numbers with the decimal points. For example, 10 and 90.56, like this. What do you mean by strings? Represent the sequence of the characters. So in general we are discussing, specific to the TypeScript we will discuss. Represent the sequence of the characters. Strings are used to store text or any sequence enclosed in double quotes or single quotes. Strings are used to store the text or any sequence of the character enclosed in single or the double quotes. For example, ABC or ABC.
So both are valid.
Both are valid. So represents, now next is Boolean, represents true or false. Binary value typically denoted as true or false. Booleans are used in decision making, correct?
Yes.
Booleans are often used in the decision making. Array represent the collection of values of the same data type arranged in specific order. Represents a collection of values of the same data type arranged in specific order. Arrays are useful in storing and manipulating the lists of item. Object represents key value pairs. Represents what?
Yeah.
A collection of key value pairs where each key is a string and each value can be of any data type. Objects are used Objects are used for more complex data structures and are fundamental in many programming languages. Tuple. Well, let's not talk about tuple right now. We'll remove it. Enums. Names to the numbers represent a set of named constant values. Represents a set of named constant values. Enums provide Enums provide a way to create the named constant values, making the code more reliable and self-explanatory, right? And what self-explanatory? Now, let's go here and I will create app02.ts. Now let me create the number. Let num is of type number is 20. Let num2 num1 again it's number and 23.45 like this. Let nm is of type string is equals to abc. This is a string. Then what? Let boolean bl true or false. True or false. Okay. You can write the type or you don't write the type. That is up to you. Let obj is equals to, objects are written in the curly brackets. Can you see? And key value pairs ag 30 and fnm first name abc object. Hello?
Yeah. I'm thinking of key value pair. I mean, I know the concept of class object.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just relating it key value pair means
ag is a key,
key
30 is a
and
value.
30. Yeah.
fnm is a key, abc is a value.
Right.
Till this much you don't have any problem, right?
Right.
So one thing we need to see over here, how to run this, and I want to print all these things.
Anilka, do we have date and time as attributes?
Yeah, we have date and time, but date and time I will introduce little later. For that you need to know something more. So if I want to print on the console, we will use one function. We will use, this is one object console, and into that there is a function called as log. So once we learn the function, you will get to know what is this exactly. But right now you can remember this thing as it is.
Okay.
That I want to print over here, and here I can say num1, right? Equals to plus concatenation num1. Here I can say num2 equals to num1 equals to num1, num2 single quote. You may use double quote just to clarify your concern. Both the things are working, no problem. But in the console.log, you give a string first. This is what the string is. Here also this is a string. This much is the string. this much is the string, plus num1. Num1 is the variable, right,
Yeah.
of type number. Num2 is also variable of the type number. Correct?
Correct.
So here also I will write console.log, and here I can say name is plus nm. Okay, name is what? Plus nm. Console.log state of boolean is plus bl, and console.log simply print the obj. Directly print what? Obj. Now can you tell me what is the next step I shall do here?
Compile.
How shall I compile?
um, Typescript.
What is the tsc? Okay,
And the file name.
and name of the file. Correct. So can you do that on your machine? So whatever code I have written so far, let me push it first. And TypeScript variables 0 first. I have pushed the code. You may go to my repository, open the code on your machine, and just
Yes.
do it.
Share my screen.
No, not necessary. You don't need to share the screen.
Okay.
Just do it on your machine
Oh, fine.
and push the code immediately.
Yes. Dev file, right?
Correct. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah. I'm trying to create a directory. Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Okay, share your screen.
Yeah. Yes. I want to create at this location.
Yeah, just
So
yeah,
if it is created here only,
just a minute.
below the date.
Yeah, just collapse it. Click on the down arrow. Okay, now right. No, just a minute. Yeah, click there. Click outside that day 3. Just a minute. Click outside the day 3. Yeah, now right click here. Just a minute. Just a minute. Right click. New folder. Now in the day 5, you can create it. Done or not? Go on typing the code.
Yes, I'm doing it.
You can refer my code.
Yes. I'm trying to recollect it.
Okay.
Okay. What is missing?
What is the next thing? You tell me.
No, actually, here it is showing me some error. Comma is expected. What is missing? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I got it. It should be inside. Hmm. Yeah. Save it. Um, um, um,
What is the next thing?
Yes, I'm compiling it now.
How?
Here, first I'm going to the directory.
Okay.
So I compiled it. How to execute it?
Hmm. That is the question.
Yes. How can I see all the outputs of the console?
Yeah. Now JavaScript file has been created over there. right?
Right.
TypeScript doesn't understand the JavaScript. Then
Mhm.
who understands the JavaScript? That is nothing but,
Browser.
yeah, one thing, browser. If you run this in the browser, it will work.
Sorry?
If you run it in a browser,
Mhm.
it will work.
Yeah.
Another thing, we have installed Node on your machine. Do you
Yes.
remember?
Yes.
Yeah, now look at my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So here, TSC, right?
Just a minute. Still
Stop sharing,
stop sharing. Yeah.
and you can see my screen. It is shared.
Yeah.
Okay, let me reshare it.
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here if you can see TSC app
Mm-hmm.
02.ts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit the enter. TSC app 02.ts, and this JS has been generated. Now, I want Node to interpret this file. Node app 02.js, whatever file has been generated because of the TS, and see, here is the output. Whatever file has been generated by the TS, either browser is going to understand it or Node is going to understand it, right?
Yes.
So we have given it to the Node in this way. Node,
Mm-hmm.
name of the file over here. Any question?
Mm, just execute this now.
Yeah, do that.
And I'm getting error. Wait, I missed something. Object is undefined.
Okay, share your screen.
Yeah, I think I missed something. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I think I have to add here.
So you have obj1, and in the console, what you
Yes.
show me the console? Let obj1
Oh,
equals to
here.
line number 13.
Okay.
So that's why I said refer my code for a few days. So you will get to know the pattern of the TypeScript. Few
Okay.
things, the way I declare the variable, code indentation, the
Is
way
it
I
okay?
format the code,
Mm-hmm.
all that things need to be followed.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Now run it. Again
Mm.
TSC now.
Yes, yes. And there are some errors. Looking into that, like let me check. Yeah. There is no need to say let ID is equal to 1. Directly I can initialize it.
Yes.
No need for let ID.
No, you need let.
Okay. Mm, ah, mhm.
Inside that you don't need let. You can check my code.
Yes, that is what I'm asking. You are not mentioning here.
Yes. Inside the object you don't need let.
And not even the data type.
Yes. That is the declaration of the object. That is how objects are declared in the JavaScript and TypeScript.
Okay. Why this? Mm,
Just delete that JS file. Delete JS file.
okay. There is no need to say like this.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So this is how you will define the variables. So there are more things related to the variables I wanted to cover actually, but
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden I'm not feeling well. If we can
Mm-hmm.
continue tomorrow, it would be great.
Okay.
Okay. You may
Uh,
practice this thing again.
I'm a bit confused about this object type.
No
Can we
problem.
discuss it?
Yes, yes, no problem. So just type it first. I'm going to revise it many times.
Okay.
The indentation is wrong. The bracket should start right after equals.
Okay.
That is a key value pair. That's it. We'll talk about it. Okay. You may try the different things with the object, and then we
Mm-hmm.
will talk it. We will talk about it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.